God bless the USA!
I'd like everybody to know that the raising of the flag this year is in dedication of George Brownell, who we know has put so much time and effort into the parades over the years, as well as the veterans. Hey, good morning, everybody. I want to take the time to thank everybody for coming out. We weren't sure how the weather was going to be, but we ended up having a beautiful morning. With that being said, I'd like to bring up Alana Robidoux, who is going to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Very nice job. Thank you very much, Alana. Next, I would call on Pastor Paul to read the prayer.
Good morning, everybody. I would like to share with you a unconventional prayer. The prayer comes to me from a book entitled Blue Ghost. Those who are of the Vietnam era will know possibly who the Blue Ghosts were. And my cousin, Tommy, was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam and spent over 400 days there. And in the time that he spent there, he wrote many a letter back to his parents and others. And in writing those letters, he shared his thoughts and feelings. And I want to share with you a portion of something he wrote, a prayer to all of you who have served over all the years. He says these words, and this is December 1967. Things are going okay for me around here, all things considered. So don't worry too much about me. It's not as bad over here as everyone seems to think it is. True, it's far from being pleasant, but things could always be worse. We have our trials and tribulations every now and then, but that's the name of the game. I am prepared to meet whatever God or man should put before me to meet, and I will deal with the situation, whatever and wherever it may be, to the best of my ability. After that, the outcome is not for me to say, but I think I am stubborn and determined enough to see it through and survive. He ends by saying, I had better run, take care, and may God bless. For all of those who have served, I thank you for your commitment, your determination. My prayers go with you. The prayers of all of us go with you. May God bless.
Thank you very much, Pastor. I would like everybody to take a minute right now. We're going to have a moment of silence in memory of all our fallen comrades, all our current veterans that are struggling out there with ailments created while serving. If we could bow our heads for a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. We were now going to have the Fairhaven High School Band play a song for us. I would like now to bring up Charlie Murphy to read the governor's proclamation.
It gives me great honor to read this proclamation from the governor. Whereas since the Commonwealth's earliest days, thousands of men and women have served our country in defense of freedom and liberty. And whereas on November 11, 1918, after 4 years of conflict, the armistice was signed in the forest of Compiègne by the Allied nations and Germany, ending World War I, the war to end all wars. And whereas since that day, every November, people from around the nation have gathered to honor our veterans. And whereas in November 2024, the world will commemorate the 106th anniversary of the armistice that ended the fighting in World War I at 11 a.m., November 11th, 1918, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And whereas there are approximately 300,000 veterans living in Massachusetts, and whereas in recognition of the sacrifices made by those who have served our great nation, Massachusetts remains committed to supporting its veterans community through the HERO Act, honoring, empowering, and recognizing our service members and veterans. And whereas today we are reminded of the great sacrifices and contributions our veterans have made to our country, and whereas we honor and salute those who have served our country throughout the generations with honor, patriotism, and courage, and whereas it is appropriate that all Massachusetts residents remember the bravery of those who serve their country so that their dedication and sacrifices serve as a reminder of the cost of our freedom. Now, therefore, I, Maura T. Healey, Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, do hereby proclaim November 11, 2024 to be Veterans Day, and urge all residents of the Commonwealth to take cognizance of this event and participate fittingly in its observance. Given on the Executive Chamber in Boston, this 11th day of November in the year 2024, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 248th. Signed by Her Excellency Maura T. Healey, Governor of the Commonwealth, and Kimberly Driscoll, Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth, and William Francis Galvin, Secretary of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
I would now like to bring up Mr. Christopher Azevedo for the guest speaker reading.
Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me clearly? Outstanding. Welcome, family, friends. Can I lower this? Vertically challenged, sorry. Welcome, family, friends, town council, elect senate, friends, family, everyone who came to support us. It is greatly appreciated. Your service is invaluable. I am deeply grateful for the sacrifices that you have made. This is your day of recognition, every person here who has served. Thank you for having me. It's both an honor and a privilege. Before I go any further, I am employed by VA Hospitals of Providence. I work right here in the wonderful town of Fairhaven at the Vet Center, right here on Huddleston Ave at Route 6. And try to get emotional, but 18 years ago, that little place saved my life as I returned home from my 4th deployment. We gather today to honor the sacrifice of the men and women who have raised their right hand and swore an allegiance to this flag in front of us, an oath of personal sacrifice. Each one of us wrote a blank check with their life to do something greater than self. This has its origins back to June 14th of 1775, when early Congress realized the need for a standing military. The Army was the first branch to protect the interests of the United States of America, both here and abroad. So what does it mean to serve? What does it mean to join one of the smallest cultural groups on the planet? Also a minority group, which most people don't realize. We are the few. One of the smallest ranks on planet Earth, America's armed forces. For some, it's about fulfilling a calling. Family legacy to grandfathers, fathers, uncles, sons, daughters, following the footsteps of those who came before us. For others, it's about security. It's about getting an education, a trade, trying to find yourselves. learn a vocation. Some of us just felt lost and needed some guidance. I was the latter. The military does this in spades. It gives us all a sense of purpose and connection and a drive for the future. In 1940, early on in the World War II, the beginning, the United States population was approximately 13.2 million. At that time, 9% of these service people came forward, as this gentleman right in front of us, as America's greatest generation. And they were indeed. Without knowing, they headed into some of the greatest battles this country would know. The D-Day invasion, Omaha Beach, Iwo Jima, Battle of the Bulge, over 100, too many to list. In 2023, last year, the census put the population of the United States at 334.9 million. That's almost double of what it was in 1940, where that 9% served. Currently, less than 1% of the U.S. population raises their right hand and serves in uniform. Those of you who served that stand before me are not only a minor in an exclusive club, but one of the best clubs on earth. My story is no different than many others. In early delayed entry program in high school, 1987, I made the decision to join the United States Navy. I was in boot camp graduated in May, was in boot camp by June of that year, and was on my first deployment within 90 days of graduating my A school. I did 3 deployments, 2 vacations, that's what I called them. I got to tour Europe, 1 to war, to Desert Storm and support. I returned home, had a few different jobs. I eventually became a firefighter in the city of New Bedford. September 11th happened. For many of you like me, that was my Pearl Harbor. I needed to do something, and I needed to get back in the game. I felt lost, and I still had the physical ability to serve. I initially joined the Army National Guard, and then volunteered 2 years later for active service with a deployment to Iraq as a small unit operator in Elite 173rd Long Range Surveillance. One of the greatest decisions I ever did. I was able to serve with some of the greatest people. I was on a 6-man Ranger team as an airborne infantryman, Team 2, Team Punisher it was called. I was the team's radio man, and I was also the team's long-range weapon system, so secondary shooter to the sniper. We were tasked with stopping all the VBEDs, vehicle-borne explosive devices, and the IEDs in the entire region for the 42nd Infantry Division. That was our job. And while doing that job, as we were hunting others, we too were being hunted. One day, direct hit on my vehicle, I was blown up. Left me with traumatic brain injury, broke my lumbar spine, compressed my cervical, damaged my right knee, and had deep chest wall trauma. I refused to be treated and stayed with my team for the entire deployment. At the end of that year, in 05 into 06, not including missions of day patrols and local area recons, with my team, I completed over 30 multi-day missions to stop the enemy. Like many of us, I came home a very different person. I sought help from the VA and other local providers, and in a short time, I was on over 13 medications and was being overprescribed pain meds. This led to an addiction. This November, I'll be 14 years in recovery. Thank you. During that time, I began to lose things, family, friends, couldn't even take care of my dog. But I found my way out because of someone like me, and someone like some of the people here was doing the same thing, reaching out, pulling each other up, a brother, a sister, helping out, bringing them forward, doing something that no one else could do. I now spend my days in this mission going forward that I can help every veteran and family in need. I now strive to continue to give back to the veterans, community, and families. This will help bolster and strengthen one of America's most vulnerable populations. My goal is to aid those who serve to not merely survive, but to begin to thrive and have hope and joy again. I'd like to share 2 poems, one from a famous person and one from a not so famous person, myself. But before I go on, to every Vietnam veteran here, welcome home, brothers and sisters. Going around, guest speaking, talking to many veterans of every branch, we all have this way we feel. And this poem I read while I was in country on my 4th deployment, and it stuck with me. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how strong he stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man and woman in the arena, whose face is marred by sweat, dust, and blood, and who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, yet there is no effort without shortcomings, who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spends himself worthy, who at best knows that the end of high achievement, who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring so greatly. So his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who knew nor victory nor defeat. Theodore Roosevelt. While I was recovering, I was in a hospital. I started writing a book. I don't know when I'll ever finish it. It's called The Long Road Home. Has nothing to do with war, but it has to do with the inability to reintegrate back into society. A soldier's journey from one war to the next. This is how I felt, and speaking with many others, they conveyed the same thing to me about the duality of man, about being wanted by your government, by society, and then not. It goes like this. I am love, I am hate, I am weak, and I am strong. I am broken, and I am whole. I am the light, and I am the dark. I am lost, and I am found. I am lowly, yet I am up above. I am withdrawn, I'm often outgoing. I am revered, and I am despised. I'm often sought after, I'm often shunned. I am lost, I am found. I am righteous, and I am immoral. I am detached, and often engaged. I am empty, and I am full. I want for nothing, yet I desire everything. I am fulfilled, and I am ever searching. I am hot, and I am cold. I am afraid, and I am fearless and brave. I am vindicated, and I am guilty. I am what you made me. I am a combat veteran. Thank you for letting me speak. In closing, while it is not Memorial Day yet, I swore I would always speak their name. Pennsylvania firefighter John Cullick, South Philadelphia police officer Gennaro Pellegrini, mailman Francis Day Straub, and soon to be a cop following in his father's footsteps, who was a college student taking criminal justice, Nathan DeTemple. Rest in peace, brothers.
I would now like to bring up Charlie Murphy to read a couple of words on behalf of the town.
First of all, I want to say thank you. Done? Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you for this man's journey and everything he's been through in his life to come out here and give one of the best Veterans Day speeches I've ever heard. Thank you. On behalf of our chair, Stacia Powers, our clerk, Andrew Saunders, and our members, Keith Sylvia and Andrew Romano, we bring greetings and thanks from the town of Fairhaven. Thank you for all our veterans that are in the past, present, and the future veterans that are here. We are very grateful for the service that you all have. When I was a little boy, my father always told me stories about when he was in the U.S. Navy on a minesweeper in the war. And he always shared such passion and compassion for what he did in the U.S. Navy. And a dedication that I see in so many veterans. Every veteran has that dedication and that compassion to serve our country and to keep us free. So I just want to say God bless all of our veterans and thank you. God bless all of our future veterans and thank you. And God bless all of you. And also, God bless the great town of Fairhaven. Thank you.
All righty. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. One key thing I'd like to say is let's give a big thank you to Lieutenant Sabral from the Fairhaven Fire Department, who will be retiring this year, and he's been the key go-to for the parades. And this is his last one. So, sir, we thank you very much. Enjoy retirement. From the town, from this guy. Next, I've been told to let everybody know that we're looking for volunteers at 4 o'clock to take down the flag, as I'm sure everybody saw it go up. Coming down is just as difficult, and we're going to need a few people. So we'll be meeting here at 4 o'clock to take down the flag if we could get a few people available. And lastly, there is going to be light refreshments at the town hall, second floor in the auditorium, immediately following the event here. Thank you all again for coming out. Thank you for the weather, for cooperating for us. And I'd also like to say thank you to the select board for coming down, showing their support. This is all about you guys, you veterans out there. We appreciate you. And who am I forgetting? Oh, Mark Sylvia, thank you for coming down. And everybody that participated in my parade. I appreciate you all. Thank you and have a great day. We'll see you at Town Hall. I'm sorry, I meant to say police, not fire. Sorry, Sabro. And thank you to Troop 52, the Boy Scouts, for carrying the flag for us, and Cub Scouts. Anybody else? Thank you very much, and I'd like to ask you to remain standing for a moment of silence for all our departed veterans. Thank you very much.
You can all have a seat. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. We have some special guests that I would like to quickly introduce. So Dave Darmafal from All Trust Bank would like to say a little bit of a couple of words. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Dave.
Good morning, everybody. You know, many years ago, I was fortunate enough to ask the credit union to get involved with sponsoring this luncheon. And they didn't surprise me. They all agreed unanimously to do it. And after all these years, I come here again this year to see all the veterans and their family and their special people. They can't, do you want me to? This one right here? Okay. All right, can you hear me now? Okay. As I was saying, after many years coming here, it's nice to see everybody. I finally got to the age where I've got a bucket list too, and this is the one thing I want to do is take an opportunity. My dad's on the wall here. He fought in World War II in the Pacific Theater in the Navy, and my granddad was in World War I fighting in the European theater in France. But I want to thank everybody here for everything you've done to allow me to stand up here today, and for my family and for all of us at the credit union to enjoy this wonderful life in this wonderful country. So thank you, everybody. Please enjoy your dinner, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
So I also have Select Board Member Charlie Murphy here. He'd like to say a little something. Charlie? Thank you.
Hi, how you doing? Good, how are you? Hello, everyone, and happy Veterans Day. I know we celebrated yesterday, but thank you all for being here today. And on behalf of the town of Fairhaven, we have Select Board Member Andrew Romano here also as well, come to celebrate with all of you. I just cannot thank you enough for everything that you do and everything that you've done, and for this incredible wall that we have here that is being dedicated today. I thank Martha for putting this on together, and also Michael, who is our veteran agent, who does so many things for our great town, Fairhaven, and also Brad Fish, our former veterans agent here, that's still doing great things in the town of Acushnet. So we're very lucky to have all these great people here. We're very lucky to have you here. My father was a veteran. He served on a minesweeper in the U.S. Navy, and every day he would tell me these stories as a little boy about his dedication, his commitment to the United States of America, because that's what keeps us free. And our veterans keep us free and keep us strong. And so for your dedication, for the veterans that are here, for the veterans that have passed, and the future veterans, I ask for God's blessings on all of you and all of them, and also God bless America. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. Okay. So I would like to just thank everyone for joining us today as we come together to honor and celebrate the service of our nation's veterans. Today, we not only commemorate those who served, but also gather to rededicate this very special space, which serves as a lasting tribute to their courage and sacrifices. This room stands as a place of remembrance, reflection, and respect, a space where our community can connect with the legacy of these Fairhaven veterans who have defended our freedoms and continue to inspire us every day. We're deeply grateful for their selflessness, their bravery and dedication, and to their families too, whose sacrifice allows us to enjoy the freedoms that we hold so dear. The refurbishment of this room was no small feat, and I would like to thank everyone for your patience while we were working around everyone to get this done. This was a true team effort. I would like to thank Sandy Watkins from I Did It Myself for reframing all the photos, Margie McNally from Interior Elements for helping us lay out all of the photos, and to Rich Walker and Jocelyn Bowers for hanging up all of the photos, and the Fairhaven facilities team for painting and helping us to refurbish this room. Lastly, I would like to thank Mike Jenney, our VSO, for his help and support in this endeavor, and for helping us maintain the military decorum and standards in order to ensure all of the insignias and seals were appropriate and hung correctly on the wall, which was a big thing. As we share this meal together, I want us to carry forward the spirit of unity and gratitude, honoring our veterans in our words, actions, and deeds. We're also grateful for the generosity of our community partner, All Trust Bank, who's sponsoring today's event, including the entertainment we have after lunch, as well as their volunteers who are serving the meal today. And lastly, I'd like to thank all of you for being here, and thank you to our veterans for your unwavering service. Thank you, and let us to continue to show our appreciation, not just today, but every day. Thank you. And I would also like to just say that newly elected State Representative Mark Sylvia, who's also serves as the chairman of the board at All Trust Bank, is also here with us today. So thank you. Enjoy the meal. And if you have any questions, and one question that did get asked today is if you have a loved one from Fairhaven who's not on our wall, please feel free to continue to bring us your photographs. We will have them framed to match the rest and then hung up appropriately. So if you're not on the wall yet, we're happy to have that happen. And if there's somebody on this wall that we don't know who they are because their name's not on the picture, please let us know so that we can identify them properly. Okay? Enjoy your meal, and thanks for coming. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to have Mike say his speech. Thank you. Sorry, Mike.
That's okay. Well, good morning again. As I stand here before you today, and I look at all the veterans and their loved ones, it makes me proud to not only celebrate, but to profoundly thank every man and woman who has worn the uniform of the United States Armed Forces. Their dedication to duty, their courage in the face of adversity, and their willingness to put their lives on the line for our nation is a testament to the true meaning of sacrifice. We remember the fallen, whose bravery lies in our hearts as we pledge to continue supporting our veterans as they return to our communities, carrying the legacy of service with them. As a veteran and a veteran service officer for the town of Fairhaven, I cannot think of any better honor than the dedication of this room to all Fairhaven's veterans and their families. I would also like to mention Mr. Jim Martin, who graciously donated the boots and gun you see behind me, which will be placed here for who knows how long. But thank you all for coming. Enjoy the day, and it's because of all of you that we're here. Thank you.